Good morning, all. Today we are going to discuss the energy auditing of heating, ventilating, and air conditioning system. Okay, that heating, ventilating, and air conditioning system is the one of the major load in the electrical system. So if you bring the proper energy audit to this heating, ventilating, and air conditioning system, it will bring the better energy conservation. That better energy conservation will leads the economic development of the country. So it will minimizes the production of the electricity, thereby the economy of the countries goes on increases. So the lot of importance is given to energy conservation in this heating, ventilating, and air conditioning system. Let us discuss this heating, how we are going to perform this energy auditing parameters for heating, ventilating, and air conditioning system. Now come to the introduction of heating, ventilating, and air conditioning system. Normally, we are observing this heating, ventilating, and air conditioning systems in commercial buildings, some institutions, some residential buildings, and the industries also. We are going to use this heating, ventilating, and air conditioning system. Normally, in institutional, commercial, and residential building, air conditioning system we are using for you're using for health and comfort level of the people. Okay, health and comfort level of the people. This type of air conditioning we will call that one as an comfort air conditioning system. In some manufacturing industries or manufacturing buildings, that air conditioning system will be provided for product processing purpose. That type of air conditioning system we will call product processing purpose, in order to bring comfort levels to the people or works to the workers who are working in that processing industries. That type of air conditioning system we are called as a processing air conditioning system. Normally for air conditioning system we need to use an refrigeration. That refrigerating thing, normally we are using the vapor compression cycle based refrigeration system, otherwise vapor absorption types of refrigeration system. In order to where waste heat is available in the industry, by utilizing that waste heat we can use the vapor absorption type air conditioning system. Yeah, vapor absorption type air conditioning system. If you come to the basic process of air conditioning system, normally we know that air conditioning is nothing but to provide an better, that air conditioning is nothing but in to maintain a constant temperature in a chamber or a room or a building or any in industry chamber. So that air, normally we are know that air conditioning is nothing but will it is going to provide a cold air to the room. But it is not only provide an cooling system, it is also provide an heating system also. The heating system is also present there, and the cooling system is also present there, in order to maintain the room temperature at constant level. So it is this air conditioning system is having its own different processors. Let us discuss one by one. Sensible cooling and sensible heating. The sensible cooling and sensible heating process is nothing but heat is removed or added in a conditioned space in order to maintain the temperature. Sensible cool is nothing but it is removed. Sensible heat is nothing but heat is added in order to maintain a constant room temperature. And next process is the humidifying and the dehumidifying. The humidifying is a process of addition of moisture to the air, and dehumidification is nothing but removal of moisture content from the air. It is very important. Sometimes in the air we are going to observe the huge moisture. We need to observe that moisture in some industry. If the moisture is there in the chamber, processing chamber, it may lead the different effects in the processing chamber. So there we need to remove the moisture content in the air. There we are using the dehumidifier. And sometimes we need humidifications, where we are going to add a water traces to the moisture to the air. So there we need humidifier. Normally we are using the air coolers in our house. In the air coolers we are pouring in water in water chamber. It will take the vapors of the water and it will spread to the room in order to maintain a cold temperature in the room in summer time. And next is air cleaning. The air cleaning is also important processing. So what the air we are going to allow inside the chamber that may contain some dust particle. If you allow the dust particle here to the chamber, that may lead the different aspects. In order to that, we are going to clean the air. For cleaning the air, we are going to use this air conditioning system. And then air change. Air change is nothing but in outside temperature, in outside the chamber and inside the room, the air, the level will be different. So we need to change that change the exchanging the air between the outdoor and indoor to maintain oxygen level, air quality, and freshness inside the chamber. So we are going to use this air conditioning for air change mechanism. And then air movement, it is also very important in if you come to the huge buildings. That AC will be, air conditioning system will be at the top of the building, but using that ventilating, that we are circulating the air to the different cabins. The air will be movement at the different pressure. Some different, one room required the different air level, the another room required the another different air level. So the air movement is also controlled using this air conditioning systems. These are the different process we are going to get in air conditioning system. Now let us come to the very important topic, that is the components of air conditioning system. There will be major six components are present in air conditioning system: outside air damper, mixing chamber, filter, heating and cooling coil. The name itself indicates the outside air damper we are going to observe here. It is a draft system. It will take the air from the outer atmosphere and it will send inside the air conditioning system. Here it's a mixing chamber. In the mixing chamber, the outside fresh air is going to be mixed with the return air from the space. What the air we are sending to the room or a chamber, that will be returned and it is once again mixing with the fresh air, and we are going to recycle this return air from the return air from the space for once again the conditioner supply of the air to the space. In the mixing chamber, that will be mixed, then it is applied to the filters. I already explained the filters are used to remove the dust particles from the air, and then it will send that, then that air will be expanded to the heating coil. By using this heating coil, we are going to increase the temperature of the air. This heating coil is not only perform that increase the temperature of the air, it is also working as a dehumidifier. If the moisture content is present in the outside air, this heating coil will absorb that moisture content. So this heating coil will perform two operation. It will increase the temperature of the air, other, and in addition to that, it will absorb the moisture content. Next, cooling coil. So this cooling coil will decrease the temperature of the air. This cooling coil will decrease the temperature of the air. So in order to maintain the constant room temperature, both heating and cooling coils will be needed. If the outside temperature is 10 degrees Celsius, if you require 20 degrees Celsius in the room, the comfort temperature level of the people is 20 to 26.6 degree Celsius. In addition, within that only we need to maintain the room temperature. If the outside temperature, in the cold countries, the outside temperature is sometimes 0 degree or lesser than 0 degree, but room temperature is 20 degree. So there we are going to use using heating coil. If the outside temperature is 40 or 50 degrees Celsius, if we need only 20 to 25 degrees Celsius in the room temperature, there we need cooling coils. After that, the air will be applied to the humidifier. I already explained that humidification is nothing but addition of vapor to the air, and then through this fan, that cold air is transferred to the chamber where we need to maintain that constant temperature. After that work, the same will be returned through the return path, and it is mixing with the fresh air which is coming out from the outside chamber. It is mixing once again and it can be recycled. This is the working of the air conditioning system, and these are the different components we are going to use, yeah, to perform air conditioning operation in air conditioning system. Now come to the next topic, that is the types of air conditioning system. I already told that we are going to classify the air conditioning into two types. There is comfort air conditioning system that will be used for residential purpose or institution level, and some buildings we are going to use that comfort air conditioning system. And then the process air conditioning system. These types of air conditioning systems are be used in normally in industries. There we need to maintain the constant temperature in some chambers in order to uh, maintain the processing level, in order to maintain the workers comfort level. There we are going to use some of these process air conditioning system. In addition to that, these air conditioning systems are classified into seven main categories. Those are the individual system. The name itself indicates the individual system. It is a normal residential AC system. Normally we are going to observe for a room. If you want to install an AC, beside the window we are going to fix the draft system, and above the window we are going to fix the AC system. The draft system will suck the air from the open atmosphere, and the remaining operation will be taken place as it is here, and the cold air will be transmitted. That temperature will be maintained in the room at the required or at the set temperature. That is the individual system. That means for individual space we are going to install the individual air conditioning system. This is a small scale air conditioning system. Normally we are using for office space, or residential purpose, we are using this individual system. And next types of air conditioning system is space air conditioning systems. Normally, this space air conditioning system is to perform the cooling operation, dehumidification operation, heating and filtering operation is performed by this the space air conditioning systems. Normally, in huge buildings or huge godows, you might have been observed at the top, at the roof, they are going to install a fan in order to perform the dehumidification operation, in order to uh, absorb the vapor content in the cabin. We are going to use that type of the space air conditioning system. And next type of air conditioning system is evaporative cooling air conditioning system. The name itself indicates it's an evaporative air conditioning air evaporative air evaporative cooling air conditioning system. Here we are going to use the evaporators. You know the working of the evaporators. It will evaporates the moisture content present in the air. So normally these types of evaporative cooling air conditioning system, normally it is used in the industries in order to remove the moisture content in the air in the working chamber in working chamber in order to continue the process of the industries, and also in order to maintain the comfort level of the workers. If the workers is working in any iron steel industries, at that time the huge heat will be present in that heating chamber of the iron industries. At that there we are going to use this type of air conditioning system. We are going to transmitting the cold air to that cabin. That cold air and the hot heat produced in the heating chamber is mixing, and it will generate the vapors. It will generate the vapors, but that vapors will lead another problems in that working chamber. There we need to evaporate those vapors in order to maintain the comfort level of the workers doing work in the industries. There we are going to use this evaporative cooling air conditioning system. Then desiccant based air conditioning system. This desiccant based air conditioning system, there's no too much difference between this desiccant based air conditioning system and the operative cooling air conditioning system. Both workings are same. And then thermal storage air conditioning system. In the thermal storage air conditioning system, during half peak time we are going to store icebergs and chilled water in a storage chamber, and then peak time where we there when we need to maintain the temperature of the room at a normal temperature level, there we are going to use that icebergs and our ice cubes or the chilled water for cooling purpose, chilled water for in order to chilled water to perform humidification operation in the air conditioning system. There we are going to use this thermal storage air conditioning system. This thermal storage air conditioning system is exactly similar to the air coolers in our house. Normally for the air coolers we are going to use chilled water in the storage in order to increase the moisture content of the air in the summer season. Sometimes we are going to use the icebergs that will further increases the moisture content in the air in order to maintain the room temperature for the comfort level of the people. And then clean room air conditioning system. This is also one type of air conditioning system. It will the name itself indicates the clean room air conditioning system. It's a clean space air conditioning system, serves space where there is a need for critical control of particulates, temperature, relative humidity, and ventilation, noise, vibration, and the space pressurization. This means this type of air conditioning systems is very quick in order to maintain the moisture the removal of the particulates in the air, and the maintenance of the temperature, sudden maintenance of the temperature, and the relative humidity and ventilation. The proper ventilation will be provided there, and the noisy and the vibrations and space pressurized. This the clean space air conditioning system. The quality of the indoor environment control directly affect the quality of the product produced in the clean space. And the next and the last type of air conditioning system is central air conditioning system. This central air conditioning system uh, generally used a central chilled or hot water distribution system. It is most used for large area of buildings with many zone of conditioned space. Normally, these types of air conditioning systems will be used in huge buildings. There, huge buildings at the top of the building, we are going to install this air conditioning system. Through the ventilating duct, we are transmitting the air, that may be an hot air, that may be an cold air, to the different chambers. Their different chambers or different cabins will need the different temperature rating, different room temperature rating, different room temperature rating. By using the sensors, we are going to control the movement of the air to the different chambers of the building. Thereby we are going to control the temperatures level in the room. At that time we are going to use this central air conditioning systems. Normally these types of air conditioning system will be used in huge office building and huge commercial building. There we are going to use this central air conditioning system. Now, coming to the next topic, the women comfort zone and psychrometry. The women comfort zone is very important. The purpose of the air conditioning system is in order to maintain the comfort level of the people who are there in the cabin or who are there in the industries. We need to maintain the comfort level of the people in order to get the continuous work process in the industries. If the proper air conditioning not system is not there, it may lead the delaying of the work. Otherwise it will lead any uncertainties on the work. So in order to maintain the woman comfort zone is very important. I already told that women, the normal temperature the people can need is 20 to 26.6 degrees Celsius. It is a normal room temperature. So our goal is to maintain this normal room temperature. If we come to the humidity, humidity is also very important. The human comfort can be achieved there air temperature between 20 to 26.6 degrees Celsius. I already told that. Humidity between 20% to 70% under varying when under air varying and radiant temperature. So the humidity also it is very important. We need to maintain the humidity of the air. If the humidity level is goes on increases, obviously it may lead a uncertainties to the people in the working zone. So it is very important to maintain humidity level and temperature of the air in the workspace. So the women comfort zone is very important in air conditioning system. If we come to the psychometry is nothing but normally you should know the air is a mixture of gaseous and water vapors. The air is a mixture of gases and water vapors. Normally in a dry air we are going to get nitrogen, oxygen and a minute portion of the other gases. The amount of the water vapors varies greatly for different location and weather conditions. It is very important that the water traces in the air will be different for space to space. If in Assam the humidity level is less, if in Mangalore the humidity level is huge. So the different okay, the women comfort zone is very important. And next topic is the psychometry. So normally the air is a mixture of gases and water vapors. The dry air is made up of nitrogen, oxygen, and a minute portion of the other gases. You may know that. So the amount of water presence in the air is different for different places. So it is very uh, needed. So this air obeys that Dalton law, which states that the total barometric pressure is the summation of the pressure exerted by dry gases and the particle pressure exerted by water vapors. That's an uh, Dalton law. Normally, it will that air condition system that will obey that Dalton law to perform its operation. So some of the psychometric terms are explained here. That is the dry bulb temperature is a measure of standard thermometer with a dry sensing bulb. And the next one is a wet bulb temperature is a measure of thermometer using sensing bulb covered with an wet wick and the thermometer is rotate in air. Moving of the thermometer in air makes the water evaporates from the wick, absorbing latent heat of evaporation from the wick, which lower bulb temperature. The amount of evaporation is decided by the relative humidity of air. An instrument measuring dry bulb and wet bulb temperature is known as sling psychometer psychrometer. And the next topic is the relative humidity is the ratio of amount of water vapors present in the sample air and the amount of vapors is saturated in air. So the relative humidity is the thing, but it's the ratio of amount of water vapors present in the sample air and the amount of water vapors in saturated air. Knowing dry bulb and wet bulb temperature of the air, relative humidity can be obtained as an expression of percentage of RH. Okay, it is enough today, and the next class onwards, I will continue with the next topic, that is vapor compression refrigeration cycle. It is the normal refrigeration cycle. Normally, we are using in air conditioning system. There are two types of vapor air conditioning refrigeration cycles are there. That is, one is vapor compression refrigeration cycle, other one is vapor absorption refrigeration cycle. This vapor compression refrigeration cycle, normally it is used for comfort air conditioning system, and the vapor absorption air conditioning or refrigeration cycle is used for the process air conditioning system. In next class, I am going to discuss that vapor compression refrigeration cycle system. Thank you.